Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. We are stepping into a massive market shock today as the Iran war drives extreme volatility across the stock market, Bitcoin, and global commodities. We're breaking down the critical levels for the S&P 500, gold, and Bitcoin to see exactly where the money is flowing in this high-stakes environment. It's official volatility week, so let's get straight into the charts and navigate this chaos. Let's get into it.
JJ's got the keys to the blockchain breeze. He's live every day, decode the mazes. JJ's cryptic corner where the coins keep turning. Log in now, the future's burning. JJ's cryptic corner. JJ's cryptic corner. Pixels glow, charts flow. Crypto whispers, secrets show. He cracks the code on this winding road. JJ's cryptic corner. JJ's cryptic corner. JJ's cryptic corner. JJ's cryptic corner. Tune in, lean back, grab your coffee, hit the track. JJ's live, don't be late. Cryptic wisdom, seal your fate. JJ's cryptic.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Happy, what day is it? Tuesday? Happy Tuesday. How's everyone doing today? Sound off in the chat. Smash the like button on your way in. Let us know your opinion on the poll in the chat as well. What are you guys expecting for April? You got epic recovery pump, nothing burger, crazy dump, or spicy volatility non-stop. Ooh. Tom Selleck said, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's time for JJ's Cryptic Corner. He's got the keys of the block to the blockchain breeze. Gourmet said, you have me singing the tune now in my head during the day. Tom Selleck said, LOL, songs get stuck in my head so easily. I've been singing it for weeks now. That's awesome. It's done its job then. I do genuinely, this is not actually a joke. I have the interface here. I already got the mic. You guys know I got the mic. I got the interface here. Audio interface. I do fully plan on actually like recording that song because it is an AI song, and a buddy of mine made it for me, and I played it one day, just messing around for the intro, and you guys liked it, so we kept it. Now I really like it too. It's actually it is a tune for sure. We struck gold or Bitcoin. We mined Bitcoin successfully with with the intro song. Anyways, let's get into it. Bitcoin currently trading at $67,873.70. Looking pretty good. Dominance down 0.14 since the daily close. It's up since yesterday it was up. Closed yesterday up. Pretty good. It is sitting well above 58.5. Can we get back above 59 next is the question. Slowly but surely heading there. We have, I don't know, is this ascending broadening wedge? I'm not sure. Do you even trade patterns on dominance? I like that we're riding that moving average on the RSI. That's huge. So let's see what comes of that. Bitcoin itself, though, looks really good. Good spot. Let's check the liquidation heat map. I did refresh this prior to starting the stream. We have 68,626. 68,626. I did drive to Georgia today. We've got 71,053. And I got about maybe 40% of the way there. 67,602. What the heck? 67,602, 67,602. And then my check engine light came on. I've never had a check engine light in this van, so it spooked me. 64,043. But I'm a what's the term? Not resilient. I'm a oh geez. I gotta look it up. I am a resourceful. I'm a resourceful guy. Capable, resourceful fella. So I went to the nearest AutoZone and I had them plug the scanner in, and it was a sensor that I do not have access to, nor do they apparently. Nobody in all of Ohio has this stupid sensor. So, and the sensor, it's a coolant temperature sensor, which can result in overheating. No fan, no radiator fan, or non-stop radiator fan. Basically, can result in the van not working. So I called it. I was like, I'm going home. Gotta fix the van before I drive all the way down to Georgia, because there was still like 8 hours left of my drive down to Georgia versus the 4 hours to get back home. So, and then for whatever reason, I guess Ohio has horrible weather because there's no topography there. It's just flat. Non-stop wind gusts. It was crazy. So let me go to the bar. So I wanted to time it because I was getting up towards Toledo and I had probably almost a quarter tank of gas left. And if I was timing it right, I'm like, okay, a full tank can get me this much amount. I only have this much left to go. If I do it at a quarter tank, then I can get a full tank and not have to stop for gas the rest of the way. So I stopped for gas at that precise moment. And I did JJ math in my head while I was driving. I stopped for gas at that precise moment. And I checked the map and it says severe weather warning. I'm like, oh, great. And I'm looking around and I'm like, okay, it looks fine. I go inside and pay. I come out and there's just like rolling black monsoon clouds. Terrifying. So I'm like, okay, I need to pump gas and then just chill. I checked the warning. It was only for like 30 minutes. So I'm like, I'm just going to sit here for a half hour. I'm sitting there. And in the warning, it says like wind gusts of 50 miles per hour and stuff. I'm like, that's terrifying. And like big hail. I'm like, okay, I don't want to break the van, whatever. So I'm sitting there out of nowhere. Like before the weather gets bad, the thing that kicks it off is a monstrosity gust of wind. It was like a microburst. Look it up. It's literally just like the wind just kind of poops up from the sky really fast. And I'm sitting underneath the canopy of this gas station, and everything just goes, and I was like, whoa. The van shook and everything, and then there's sirens, and people are freaking out. Everyone's like hiding in their cars and shit. And then, like, everything calmed down maybe 20, 30 minutes later, and I leave, and I see where the sirens went. It was on I-75, which goes all the way down to Georgia from Michigan. A semi had blown over, probably from this crazy gust of wind, on the road, which sucks. And I'm in this stupid little Sprinter van, so if I would have been on the road at that moment, I surely would have been just knocked over like a bowling pin, which is pretty crazy. So I had an eventful day. Felt like a waste of a trip, but it is what it is. I'd rather be safe than sorry. If I was stranded down in Georgia with no vehicle, I'd be very upset right now. I think I gotta adjust my camera. I think I gotta be up a little bit more. Here, hang on. Let me adjust you guys for a second. That good? That looks much better. Gourmet said you stopped to do a live LOL dedication. No, I just didn't end up going all the way, which is crazy. I think you're gonna a nice run coming up for the next couple months. That'd be crazy. 88 said, yo, what's going on, 88? All right, Bitcoin 67, 896 and 41 cents. The liquidation points are very similar to what we had yesterday, so no surprise there. The market, it looks like it moved, but it's really just extreme volatility. We've been at the same price every day. We pump, dump, pump, dump, pump. Are we going to dump again? It's entirely possible. We've seen it happen twice now. Third time's a charm. ETH down 0.57%. I'm going to rattle through the next chunk of altcoins because they're going to be all dependent on Bitcoin. ETH still above 2K, which is huge. We want to stay above 2K. 2113 is proven to be a struggle, so let's get above that next as well. RSI looks great. We got a confirmed green dot on market cipher on the 4-hour time frame, so it's setting up to look pretty good for some potential upside on Ethereum. Solana also looks good, 82.82, sitting above 82.47. Can we get back above our upper trend line here around 88 next? Let's establish this floor. I'm liking what I'm seeing though. Looks like a nice W pattern. Green dot and momentum wave point to the upside. Let's go. Gourmet said yes, audio is crisp. 88 said Mike's been top notch last few streams. That's actually awesome because I was concerned about the mic this time around because it was picking up everything. Everything. My fan, my fish tank, out of control. And I didn't adjust anything. I left it. I let it be. Much like the Beatles. I feel really small in the camera today. Am I normally closer? I've been sitting in a vehicle for 10 hours, so don't mind me. Alright, so Solana looks really good. Total 3. We got our triple bottom potential. I like that. Wick, indicative of some buying pressure. Let's get a push now. It's time to break back above 711. We're holding 700 though. That's huge. ADA up 0.54% on the day. Currently trading at 24.31. Can we get back above 25? We're holding 24. That looks good. Technically, we got bullish div as well. So, but that's the bullish div that results in just temporary upside and further downside in the price. So, let's see what happens there. 88 said, "You head look huge." Pause. What does pause mean? You head look huge. Pause. You head look huge. Pause. I do have a big head. Thank you. You head look huge though. And then pause? Alright. We got 6 votes on the poll currently. Most of you guys are saying nothing burger for April. Let's see if we can get a couple more votes there. Snack is up 2.28% on the day. Currently trading at 4345. Looking good. You guys know I'm a snack maxi. Beautiful, beautiful. Are we going to reject 60 on the RSI, or is it going to break right through that? Price, I'm hoping for 5, man. Let's get above 5 again. Get a good, what is that, 25% pump out of there? Jay Shear said JJ is not cultured. 88, LOL. I don't understand. Why am I not cultured? Shrugs. I'm concerned. I feel like you guys are abusing substances. So yeah, Snack looks beautiful. Midnight looks manipulated. It's been the same price since the Welcome Binance dump, which was, this is my favorite thing so far. My favorite thing to come out of crypto is this Welcome Binance and the extreme mega ultra dump episode that occurred that day. It was really funny. Terribly hilarious. Jay Shear said go on to the Urban Dictionary and search up what pause means. Right now, we should do Urban Dictionary segment on the next 12-hour stream. Me and my fiance used to browse Urban Dictionary. Alright. I used to get someone to stop speaking once something homosexual has been spoken. Did I say something homosexual? Oh, you head look huge. 88 said, I'm here for the travel story in the bar. That was a good story. Okay. Did you see the travel story? Because I actually told it in the bar. Like, that happened already. I can do it again, though. I'm more than willing to do it again. The cloud fart was my favorite part. XRP, 133.68. Can we get back above 134, 135? It's going to be important. Really struggling. There's a bearish bias on price and a bullish bias on the RSI, so there could be some divergence forming. Actually, I think that there is. It's the same divergence that Cardano has, where the RSI is going to eventually go up. 88 said, "Oh, nah, I might have to rewind. I'll just tell it again later. Don't worry about rewinding." H-bar up 1.04% on the day, back in the descending channel. This is a bullish pattern, believe it or not. So let's see if we can get back above 10 cents. It's at 88.55. You guys know 8's my favorite number. We got a bullish cross over the moving average in the RSI, looking good. Sweet. Down 0.14% on the day. Potential inverse head and shoulder on the lower time frame. We got some buy pressure candles. Volume not looking too bad. RSI got a bullish cross and a bounce off of that moving average. Ondo's up 0.18%, showing some bullish momentum on Ondo. We got buying pressure, more selling pressure than buying pressure lately, but the buying pressure seems to be winning because the price is pushing up, so that's what you want to see. Bullish cross over the moving average in the RSI and a green dot on the momentum wave point to the upside. Let's see where that takes us. Arrow, up or down 0.58. See what I mean? I literally mentioned yesterday, I was like, I bet you Arrow's going to be the biggest pumper of the day. I don't think it was, but it got that big fat green candle. And that's what I talked about. I was like, when Arrow pumps, for some reason, it pumps very violently. It did that right here, up 5%. Blockchain Brew said, smash that like button, you all. Yeah, make sure you guys smash the like button. Go like Blockchain Brew's latest stream as well. Polkadot, down 0.16% on the day, currently trading at 125. I'm so sad to see this back down at this level. Polkadot was doing really good for a couple of days. Did they get, like, are they going to allow some stablecoin yield in the Clarity Act? Is that why it's dumping? It's very confusing. 88 said better than Siren. Let's go check Siren, actually. We should have longed that when we were joking. I still can't believe that deposit took that long. That was crazy. Siren was weird, man. Oh my gosh, it's down 79%. Whoa, we should have shorted it. Again. Dang it. Son of a bitch. Kwame said, what's up, JJ? What's going on, Kwame? Well, what a waste. This is why it's very important, no matter how much the price gets manipulated, this thing could go to a $10 billion market cap. Good for them. Don't worry about it. There's other coins. If the supply is majority held by like a small group of people, it's a good idea to consider not buying any. Not financial advice, obviously. You could still make money before those people rug, but 9 times out of 10, I think they rug. Maybe even more than that. 88 said at one point you were going to FOMO at the top of DOT just to participate, LOL. I mean, that's for the culture. I would have bought some of this for the culture as well. I almost did. We almost shorted it for the profits. But you guys know that I'm not good at shorting, so of course it didn't work. Avalanche 891. Can we get back above $9? We got a fugly inverse head and shoulder potential forming here with some bullish or buy pressure. Your short would have deep green. Yes, but we know that I'm not allowed to profit from shorts. That's like the law. Gourmet Brand said, did you see the video of the cop did a car search and found the driver's seed phrase? Yes. Someone wiped him out over $1 million. I did see that. I can't believe that, because the cop's body cam isn't live. So the guy should have known, unless he went to jail. Who's driving around with their seed phrase in their car, though, guys? Come on! That's crazy. Don't be ridiculous. The thing that irks me the most, we're doing fireside for this one. Do not digitize your seed phrase. This is not financial advice. This is life advice. Do not in any way, shape, or form store your seed phrase in any digital capacity at all whatsoever. Write it down on a piece of paper, stamp it into something metal, tattoo it around your butthole. I don't care. Do not store it digitally. Oh, it's fine. It's just in my notes app. I don't care. Literally heard that from a project founder. No joke. He got wrecked over $1 million. Month or two later, and he was laughing. He was laughing at me, thinking I was being paranoid. We were in X space. Like, oh, what an idiot. Kwame said, can he sue? I don't know, actually. That's a good idea. I'm in the mindset that I'm going to sue the first person I get the chance to. With all the insurance stuff that I've had luck with lately, I'm not going to do any slip and fall stuff. Like, I'm not going to set myself up for it. But if the opportunity presents itself where something just happens naturally, and I'm able to sue somebody for it, then, oh my gosh, I'm jumping all over that. But do not store your seed phrase digitally. Make redundant copies. Hide them in separate places. Maybe you can write down, 10% of it and store them in different locations or whatever. Just don't store it digitally, please. Please, please don't take a screenshot. Don't put it in your notes app. Don't text it to your girlfriend. Don't put it in a folder on your computer. Don't do anything. Don't do any of that. None. Zero. Nothing. Write it in the dirt before you digitize it. Don't be ridiculous. 88 said JJ's theory, tattoo it under your eyelids so you're the only one that can see it. I mean, if you're smart, you can flip your eyelids and look in the mirror. You could tattoo each word on a finger, like the way that you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then do that however many times. Or maybe you can count it weird, so that way nobody can actually figure out what it is. Oh, man. $1 million driving around with your seed phrase. Just chilling in your center console. What's going on there? That's money laundering, bro. You will not convince me otherwise. Because who's to say, let's say this guy had $1 million. He doesn't want to pay his taxes. He writes down a seed phrase. He gets pulled over. He's like, oh, no, I have a bunch of illegal marijuana in the car. And the police are like, what? What did you say? And his seed phrase is like sitting in the center. And they're like, what's this? And they read the whole thing out loud in front of, like directly in front of the camera. What's this? Bitcoin seed phrase. Do not read out loud or in front of a camera in any way, shape, or form ever. Oh, uh-oh. And like right before that, or right after, whatever, he had already wiped it out himself. But now he's got plausible deniability. He's like, Your Honor, I should not have to pay taxes on this Bitcoin because it was stolen from me because of your officers. Now, I'm willing to overlook the charges as long as this case is dismissed. I will not be paying taxes on this stolen Bitcoin. I'm just saying. Not financial advice. HQZ said NASA doing the moon launch on April Fool's Day. That's hilarious. We've got 11 votes on the poll. I'm going to end it. We are not tied, thankfully. I asked you guys, what are you expecting for the April market? 55% of you guys said nothing burger. 36% said epic recovery pump. 9% said crazy dump. Nobody said spicy volatility non-stop. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Let's see. I'm gonna see. Okay, I got it. We're gonna do the next poll. How do you think the Iran conflict ends? No changes, just a ceasefire. Regime change. Obviously. U.S. troops. Force. Or Iran surrenders. Gives Trump all. Start poll. Let me know what you guys think. How do you think the Iran conflict ends? No changes, just a ceasefire. Regime change, obviously. U.S. troops force or Iran surrenders. Gives Trump all. 88 said, so the seed phrase showed up on cam, or they stole it. So the seed phrase showed up on cam, and then eventually the police cam, somebody was watching, and they're like, oh my gosh, that's a Bitcoin seed phrase, and they stole the guy's money. That's why I think it's sus. Because there's so much time in between an arrest and the body cam footage being published. You know? Way too much time transpired between there. HQZ said digital isn't safe. Physical isn't safe. Nothing is safe. Physical is more safe, though. You know? Digital, it's way too easy. Like, if something's physical, at least for right now, you cannot have a bot scrub my apartment. Or my mom's. Or my work for a physical seed phrase. You know what I mean? You imagine that? Even if you had bots that did that, the bot's coming in, how long is it going to take? It's going to go through everything really fast? And how does it know what it's even saying? It's like, nope, I found this piece of paper didn't have enough words. This piece of paper didn't have enough words. Inconclusive. Kwame said, wait, so you think he stole it himself? I'm not saying he stole it himself. But if I were a betting man, or if he was a tax evading man, let's blank slate. Let's say I am a criminal mastermind getting pulled over and probably arrested. And I have $1 million in Bitcoin, and let's say, theoretically, I, for some dumb reason, don't want to pay taxes. You should always pay your taxes. It's stupid. They got Al Capone for tax evasion. That's the only thing they could get him on. Pay your taxes. They will put you in prison if you do not. It is not worth prison. If you don't want to pay taxes, go somewhere where taxes aren't required. Do not break the law. I'm not a financial advisor. That being said, blank slate, I'm a criminal. I get pulled over. I have $1 million in Bitcoin that I don't want to pay taxes on. I write down the seed phrase and I put it on a piece of paper in my center console. I get pulled over. The police read the seed phrase. Bingo. I can go to jail. I can do whatever I want. I get bailed out. I immediately go home and I rug myself. I move the money. And then I contact whoever. I publish it on X. I'm like, oh my gosh, the police read my seed phrase and the body cam and all my Bitcoin got stolen. What? They routed it through Tornado Cash and sent it to a... I don't know where they sent it because it's through Tornado Cash now. I have no idea where it's at. I'll never see that money again. Dang it. I'm going to have to go into hiding now because I have no money. I definitely don't have millions of dollars, and I'm not going to the Bahamas to live out the rest of my life with happiness and money and wealth. That's not happening because I don't have any money. Remember? It got stolen. I'm just saying. If you wanted to do that, that'd be a good way to do it. Because then you can just blame the police. And it's really easy from that point forward, because the police don't want to get in trouble, for everyone to be like, well, you don't have to pay taxes on it because the police, we don't want to have to give you $1 million. So there's no taxes owed, but it's not our fault that it was stolen from you, sir. Sorry. And then you're like, oh, son of a bitch. You bastards, I'll get you one day. Just saying. 88 said, wouldn't you just put it in your safe? That's the first place they'd look. Nice score. What score? F taxes. I hate it. So would you not get a tax loss write-off also? Win-win. Right? I don't know. Do you get... Can you... Let's actually ask Grok that. Can I write off... Let's ask Grok. Expert. Okay, hypothetically... If I had $1 million worth of Bitcoin stolen from me, and I could prove that it was stolen from me, and I was not at fault in any way, shape, or form beyond a reasonable doubt, could I use that as a tax write-off? Let's see. That's actually a great question. Avalanche chilling, $8.90. Let's get back above $9. Same with Chainlink, $8.78. Let's get back above $9. We got an ascending channel on Chainlink. This might reject because this is a bearish continuation pattern. We don't want it to reject because we like Chainlink and we like number go up. This is not number go up. This is the opposite of number go up. Number go up is this direction. For anyone new here, up, this is up, this is down. We don't like down. Even if you're shorting, you still don't like down because at the end of the day, the thing is worth less. You can make a little bit of money. I guess we're perm bulls. We always invest with emotion, and we only ever long. I'm just kidding. Anyways, this is a bearish continuation pattern. So if it rejects this lower trend line, rate happens to be right around $9, there's a good chance we're going lower. Doge. Struggling with, actually not really struggling, holding 9 cents very nicely. We got a little triple bottom action going on here. See if that turns into anything fun. Gold. Gold is up 0.45% on the day, still continuing this beautiful, let's see, we've got a bounce off of 42.50, which was my lovely target. Lovely wick indicative of some serious buying pressure. And then we had a little rejection around 4,600, arbitrary number. Bounce off of 43.81. Seemed arbitrary, but I had a line there for some reason, so I'm going to say I was a genius and I knew exactly where it was going to bounce. Based on, actually, it's not arbitrary at all. It's a previous high back here. Bounced off that, and now we're going for 4,700. We'll see what happens there. Silver, down 0.73% on the day. Currently trading at 74. 59, looking good. It's been quite some time. This thing's been struggling with, 74 in general. So to see it above 74 is a big deal. We got rejection 1, 2. This is break number 1. We're going to hold that and continue to the upside, hopefully. If it does, look for 77 for the next point of confluence based on, kind of the general area right here, I guess. A little bounce. I don't know. We'll see if it's relevant or not. ISM PMI comes out tomorrow. This is huge. I'm very excited for this. Let me actually look it up. The Chicago PMI should be live, right? Or maybe that comes out on the 1st. Chicago PMI. Maybe it comes out on the 1st as well. Nope. Chicago PMI came in at 52.8. Okay, so Chicago PMI, 52.8. Okay, this is a big deal. We're looking for ISM manufacturing. Yeah, we're waiting for this tomorrow morning, I assume. What will March confidence be versus the prior 52.4? We want this to be above 50 and potentially above 52.4. Even better, above 52.6 would be huge. But it's not looking great, I guess, if we're just going off of the Chicago. Regardless, if we're above 50, it's still expansion. So there's a ton of potential there. Definitely looking forward to that. We might do a emergency live stream in the morning, depending on how this prints. Okay, Giovanni said, as a dispatcher, I pray an officer reads me a seed phrase on the air. Right. You should just, all the time. Now you're just going to be talking about it all the time. You're going to be asking them questions. They're going to be like, why are you asking me questions? Who is this dispatcher? You're going to be like, officers, is there any 22 words written on a piece of paper? Arbitrary 22 words. There's a criminal. You just start this whole thing in your entire local law enforcement office. You're like, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Exhibit A. It's called a weed phrase. Now, dealers are using these weed phrases as communication. It's usually between 12 and 24 words. And the words are incredibly random. If at all, any of you find any of these, you need to let me know immediately. I have a confidential informant at the FBI that I'll need to pass the information on to in order for him to decipher the code, and then we can go from there. Does everybody understand? Just making shit up. Okay, DXY. You know what cracks me up? I think one of my favorite things is that teacher. One of my favorite crypto crimes so far is the teacher that was mining Bitcoin on the school's electricity. Oh my gosh, the school's electricity. And he had all these mining rigs in the attic. Like, he got so greedy with it that they noticed. They're like, wait a minute. Our electricity bill is incredibly high. What do you mean? Well, a year ago it doubled. And then it kind of doubled every month after then. But last month it went up by 10. 10x. It's 10x higher. Crazy. They're asking the guy. He's like, I don't know if that's crazy. We should contact the electricity company. This is ridiculous. This is not okay. He's like being really weird about it. I'm gonna go call them right now. None of this is okay. Our bill shouldn't be that high. There's no reason. It's not like there's like Bitcoin miners at the walls. What? Everyone's like, what the? Did you see Mark freak out about the electric bill? All right. DXY 99,798. We actually broke below 100, which is huge. Seemingly rejecting 100. I'm going to say 100.5 again. Same exact pattern as before. Look at this. Double top right around 100.5. Double top right around 100.5. Is this time going to be different? Man, there really is a repeating pattern, isn't there? Is this the same November? No, that's November. What? That's crazy. So from November to January, the entire Santa rally. Interesting. Yeah, let's see if this continues to reject. The fact that we're below 100 again is kind of crazy. That's probably going to make a try for 100, so we'll see what happens with that. Dow Jones up 2.49%. The Dow is still below 50,000. It is beautifully following the fractal though, so we'll see if that turns into anything. You could actually You can kind of see the lower low, little W. So it might just go straight up from here. We'll see what happens. I like it, though. I do like it. I do like a good fractal as well. Nasdaq. What's the Nasdaq doing? Nasdaq is got a little double bottom with the lower low. We like the lower low double bottoms. So let me smush this and pull it. It looks okay. I don't mind that. Should I leave that? I kind of like it, actually. Looks pretty good. I'm going to stretch it just a little bit more. Right. Yeah, I'm going to go right there. I like that. Let's see how that plays out. If it becomes a thing or not. Yeah. So, we were incredibly oversold. It was pretty obvious that this thing was going to rebound. And if you look closely at the RSI, there's a beautiful inverse head and shoulder right here. And it's... Now, these patterns don't always play out on the regular chart, so the RSI, it's a little funky too. But you had a very clear inverse head and shoulder here. A little bottoming pattern. Broke above that, retested, confirmed, and continued the upside. Looks great. Got above that moving average. Price looks good. Are we going to reject 20? Are we just going to reject 24? I don't know. Does the Nasdaq actually give a crap about psychological price levels? I don't know that either. 88 said CNET. Nadim Nahas, a former assistant facilities director for Massachusetts School. Gourmet said that happened on an episode of Billions. I gotta watch that show. I've seen so many clips from it. It looks pretty good. Kwame said, is the top in? Can you check the DXY in 2020? Let's actually go look. Check the DXY in 2020. Yeah, if you guys ever have anything on a chart that you wanted to see or point out, please. So I've never been a stickler for technical analysis. I'm not going to tell you that your way is right or wrong or my way is right or wrong. I like to take in everything from everybody and put it all on charts, and then we have as much information as possible to make a decision based off of. And that's been pretty successful. Okay, you said check 2020. That's 1985. Let's go to the daily. 2020, 16, 2020. Right here. 2020 is right here. This yellow trend line we know is a legacy trend line. It goes all the way back to 2011. 15-year-old trend line. So it was a big deal that we broke below it right here. If we break below it, it could get really, really dicey for the dollar. And this was like a Hail Mary. It getting back above that. That's crazy that even happened. 2020, we had kind of a grind up, and then we eventually topped March of 2020. I'm going to fractal. I'm going to copy fractal. Let's see. Okay. There's nothing here jumping out at me based on what's happened in the past. It could be that. That would suck, wouldn't it? October. Let me get another one. I'm going to copy paste. Let's see if this played out any other time. Well, okay. So there seems to be a theme with like a very, very sideways period, a drop, and then a very, very sideways period or a pump. That sideways period, I guess technically could just be curled up a little bit. Let's see. Is the same thing back here? Look at this. Same thing-ish? Not really. Nope, that's more of a double bottom. This is back in 2011. Yeah, this one's not really that great. I guess if I manipulated it a little bit, I could do that and make it look a little bit closer. It's actually really not that bad, is it? That looks nothing like it. So I guess we can go since 2011. We've had the sideways dip and rip. Sideways dip and sideways. Sideways dip and rip. And then sideways dip and hopefully not rip. We'll see what happens here. Maybe because we're getting a variety. We got dip and rip back there. We've got dip and sideways. We've got dip and rip. Sideways dip and rip. And then maybe we get sideways dip and dip. I like that I just made this big argument for technical analysis. And then I just went through that whole shtick. The dip and rip shtick. Dang. we get real technical here. If any of you guys are confused on my terminology or anything like that, let me know. Happily send you a dictionary. Trader's Dictionary Thesaurus. JJ's made up bullshit. Absolutely, Kwame. So, I guess my biggest concern here, we got our sideways, we got our dip. Are we going to get a rip? Sideways, dip. Is it going to be a rip? It looks so good, too. It looks so good compared to previous. I hope that's not the case. Let's see what happens. Maybe we just get a sideways dip and chop, kind of like this one. Sideways dip and chop. I'd be okay with that. I guess the sample size too, there's just one of each, so there really isn't any solid argument to be made for anything. With Warsh entering the Fed, though, he is a dollar maxi, but he also said he wants to cut rates, and he's been proven wrong in the past about printing. He thought printing was going to be like the end of the world, and turns out nobody actually gives a crap about how much money is printed. So, I don't know, man. We'll have to see. We'll definitely have to see. Hopefully it just rejects. I could give a crap less about the dollar, to be completely honest. I'm diversified in investments. But it's not a bad thing if it pumps. S&P up 2.91%. This is also beautifully following. We have two fractals on the chart for the S&P 500 right now. One of them results in continuation of the upside from where we're currently sitting. The other one results in a rejection around 68, 69, and a little double bottom lower low situation at 61, 62, or even just 6K. So we've got dip, rip. We've got double dip, rip. Regardless, the end goal is rip. Now, I do want to point out, Kwame just became a channel member. Welcome to Cornerville, Mr. Kwame. Appreciate you. On the RSI, look at how coiled up this is compared to the past. Let me go to a higher time frame. Yeah, look at that. So, you can see here, it chops, dip. Nothing's really ever been super duper tight. When it gets here, it gets really tight. Incredibly volatile, but it's also dropping. You only ever really seen that once previously right here in the near past, near term. And that wasn't even that big. This is a huge, consolidation. I want to use the word coiling up because it looks like a coiled up spring to me. Yeah, look at that. And was oversold, incredibly oversold on the daily too, so that's a big deal. We got a bullish cross over the moving average in the RSI. Make that smaller again. Kind of fudged out. Here we go. So we're getting a bounce off of approximately, 63.50? Arbitrary number. Let's see if this is a proper bounce or if we do end up getting our full 20% pullback down to 5,600. Or if we get our little double bottom situation. I kind of like the double bottom one. I think that was pulled with the help of a lunar entity. NVIDIA's up 5.59% today. Currently trading at 174.40. Looking good. Big, fat, beautiful candle on NVIDIA. Yeah, 4 hour looks really nice as well. We got a little bit of a baby doom of fractal. Hopefully that doesn't end up playing out. If it doesn't, if we bottomed properly, then I think that'd be okay too. Let's see what happens. We were incredibly oversold on that 4 hour, and what was the daily? Daily was not oversold, but we did get a bullish cross over the moving average and the RSI on the daily and on the 4 hour, so looking good. Tesla's up 4.64% on the day. Got a nice little bounce off of, the 350 level-ish. Pretty close. Broke back above 362. We're currently sitting at 375 right now. Nice psychological level. Bullish cross over the moving average in the RSI. Hopefully it's not a repeat of this previous bounce that kind of went nowhere, but might be. Keep an eye on it. Green dot in the momentum. We pointed the upside as well. Market strategy, aka Big B Coffee. The reason I call it Big B Coffee is because Michael Saylor actually, he staged a, what's the term? What is the term? A hostile takeover of neighboring office because they would not move out, and he wanted to expand. You know, he's always expanding, and that neighboring office was actually Big B Coffee, so I ended up buying them. He used all of his Bitcoin profits to buy Big B Coffee, and then he just straight up plagiarized his own logo because why would he sue himself? And that is the story behind that. So that's why I call it Big B Coffee. We got a lovely bounce hopefully off of our previous resistance turned support, which is that orange trend line. And when I say off of it, we got a little fake out below it. Big deal. We've done that a couple of times already. Hopefully that was it. And I guess technically that bounce is also off of the 120 level. We can get back above 150 and continue our journey into the moon. Dominance, down 0.15, 58.66. Let's see what happens to altcoins this week. I'm kind of excited. It's always fun. Let's get into the news segment right after we see what Grok said. Grok said, yes, in many cases you could potentially claim a theft loss deduction for the stolen Bitcoin under U.S. tax rule IRC 165. But it depends on the specifics of how the theft occurred. The tax year, the strict proof requirements, the IRS treats Bitcoin and other cryptocurrency as property. A theft loss is generally deductible in the year you discover the theft, provided the taking qualifies as theft under your state's criminal law. Hacking, fraud, larceny, embezzlement, or taking by false pretenses, no criminal conviction is required. You have no reasonable prospect of recovery. You were not at fault in any way that would disqualify the claim. Willful negligence or misconduct could bar it, but your hypothetical of not at fault in any way, shape, or form, and okay. Key distinction. Okay, so let's ask about the specific situation. The reason I asked is because of that body cam footage of the officer reading the guy's seed phrase and showing it on cam, and the funds allegedly being stolen by some stranger that watched the footage. Would that scenario count? Okay, let's see what Grok says about that. This is interesting. We're learning. Thompson Lux Code said cease and desist coming for you, JJ from Big B. Dude, that would make me so happy if Big B Coffee engaged in some sort of legal pursuit against me. That would be like the highlight of my YouTube career. I'm genuinely looking for my BitBoy moment. Remember Tozy got sued by BitBoy and he blew up? Everyone's like, oh my gosh, they sent him like $250,000. I want Big B Coffee to sue me. Or Sailor. I feel like I could take Sailor down. Hand-to-hand combat. Dude, I would jump at the opportunity to karate combat Michael Saylor. I think that would be so much fun. But imagine Big B Coffee suing me. 88 said that would be sick, or they tweet at you. I gotta start interacting with Big B Coffee. I get him a lot of publicity. What if I got a Big B Coffee sponsorship? That would be so sick. Direct competitors with Tim Hortons. All right, Bitcoin 67,641. Are we going to fully retrace this pump for ants that we've received? Friday's Good Friday, so there is not going to be any trading. We got a 3-day weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So look forward to that. All right, news segment. Oh, I want to point out really quick. I don't know what the heck this is, but I was tagged in it because my profile picture is in it. I was snackified a while ago. It's this guy right here. That's me. That's my profile picture on X. And the snack artist made that custom, which is pretty badass. I'm not gonna lie. I'm incredibly honored. But then whatever they're putting together here, I haven't seen it yet. I don't know if it's on the website or something. Whatever this is, to be up here with these people, Goofy, Big Pay, Snack Army, I don't know this guy. I don't remember his name. No Jack, Minturn, Tap Tools, Rammy. It's pretty sick, especially to be one of the bigger ones. Kind of mind blowing. So that's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. I just wanted to do a little humble brag right there. I have been snackified. It's not a big deal. Not sponsored, though. Yet. Watch Guru posted, Warren Buffett says he sold Apple too soon? Dang. 88 said, so you get paid? No, I've never received a dime from Snack. Although I would accept if they offered, depending on the terms. I'm not just going to blindly. I would like to see the terms. I don't want to have to say specific things. I want to say whatever the hell I want. Like, if they're like, you can only say good things, then I'm probably not going to take money from them. Because sometimes I like to talk shit. Okay. Jim Cramer says, how can oil be up and the war be over? Can't have both. Oh, Mr. Jim Cramer. 88 said, shouldn't you? Using the likeness? No, I don't think so. How are they benefiting financially from this? I also asked to be snackified. Average U.S. gas prices rise to $4 for the first time since August 2022. I don't know what they're using to measure. It's been $4, bro. It's been well above $4. Whoever's measuring this is the same person that's revising jobs back 12 months. Useless. We pay these people. Iran says it will target 18 U.S. companies in the Middle East starting April 1st in retaliation for attacks. We got Hewlett-Packard, IBM, Dell, G42, Intel, Meta, Tesla, Cisco, Apple, Nvidia, Oracle, Boeing, Google, Palantir, Microsoft, JP Morgan, Spire Solutions, and General Electric. Crazy. Too bad they actually missed one. The biggest American company of them all. The Internal Revenue Service. I remember that meme first came out. It was a pretty good one. They're like, hopefully Iran doesn't bomb our top secret military facility, and they show the IRS building. Memes are memes. You know, obviously I don't want people to die, but if the building was empty and all the hard drives got exploded or something, I don't know. Actually, I wouldn't benefit from that. I actually get a tax return every year, so I would like the IRS to be left alone. I just lost so many subs. Everyone's leaving now. S&P 500 rises 2.5% after Iranian president, I don't know that guy's name, says he is ready to end the war but wants guarantees. That's cute. Bitcoin reclaimed 68K. 1.75 trillion added to the U.S. stock market today. I like the green hole over the red hole. That's a great picture. OpenAI raises 122, what is that, billion? 122 billion at $852 billion valuation. Good for them. President Trump says U.S. will not have anything to do with what happens to the Strait of Hormuz and will withdraw within 2 to 3 weeks. Boom. That's why we pumped. Marty Party posted stablecoin 1 minute ago. Another 250 million USDC issued on Solana. Last 24 hours, 533 million. We have not seen this velocity of stablecoin liquidity being minted on-chain. Something big is brewing. Very cool. Let's go. Okay, meat and potatoes of the news segment. KBSC letter. Breaking. President Trump is willing to end the Iran war even if the Strait of Hormuz remains closed, per Wall Street Journal. Details include Trump and his aides assessed that a mission to reopen Hormuz would push the conflict beyond his timeline 4 to 6 weeks. Trump believes the U.S. should achieve its main goal of destroying Iran's navy and missile stockpiles. Trump thinks he can wind down current hostilities while pressuring Iran diplomatically to resume the free flow of trade. If that fails, Washington would press allies in Europe and the Gulf to take the lead on reopening the strait. That's what we should do, honestly. U.S. stock market futures are rising in the news. Wow, you know what happened? We witnessed like reasonable critical thinking from a sitting president. So everyone was like, whoa. And they all bought the dip. 88 said that would be good for me. Oil stays up and USA indexes start the uptrend. Breaking. Saudi Arabia, the UAE, Kuwait, and Bahrain are privately urging President Trump to continue the war against Iran, per the Washington Post. Details include Gulf countries argue Iran has not been weakened enough, according to the U.S., Gulf and Israeli officials. Gulf countries were initially upset that they were not given adequate advance notice ahead of the war. They also reportedly do not want the war to end until there are significant changes in the Iranian leadership or a dramatic shift in the Iranian behavior. Saudi Arabia and UAE are leading the calls for increasing military pressure on Iran. Day 32 of the war has arrived. All right. It's getting spicy. U.S. Department of War announces it will be holding a press conference at 8 a.m. Eastern Time on Tuesday. U.S. gas prices officially surge above $4 per gallon for the first time since 2022. Wrong. They've been well above $4 per gallon. President Trump, all of those countries that can't get jet fuel because of the Strait of Hormuz, like the United Kingdom, which refused to get involved in the decapitation of Iran. What a crazy word to use. I have suggested for you, number 1, buy from the U.S. We have plenty. And number 2, build up some delayed courage. Go to the Strait and just take it. Oh, shit. This is pretty good. You'll have to start learning how to fight for yourself. The USA won't be there to help you anymore, just like you weren't there for us. Iran has been essentially decimated. The hard part is done. Go get your own oil. Oh, shit. Damn. This might be my favorite thing in the world. That's freaking hilarious. Wow. Kwame said Trump said 2 weeks. Apparently he said 4 to 6. He also said we were getting $2,000 stimulus checks. I think there was other checks before that too, bigger ones. And that they were going to abolish the IRS and get rid of income tax and property tax. And what else did he say? We're going to be tired of winning. 88 said, Trump's starting to see it's not just Israel using them, other countries. Yes, I'm going to read this whole thing because this is beautiful. Should I put the wig on? I'm going to put the wig on. Hang on. Let me grab the wig. The wig is important. You got to have the whole thing. I'm going to do the wig. We're doing the wig and... All right. We're doing Trump bow. All right. Bo said, will oil prices continue to rise? If the Strait reopens, they might plateau. 88 said, get the money's worth, eh? Exactly. Yeah, I spent like $20 on this crap. Okay. Let me gear up for my state-of-the-art, award-winning me. My Trump accent that I actually have been complimented on before. Everybody loves it. They say it sounds exactly like him. All of those countries that can't get jet fuel because of the Strait of Hormuz, like the United Kingdom, which refused to get involved in the decapitation of Iran, I have a suggestion for you. Number 1, buy from the United States. We have plenty. And number 2, build up some delayed courage. The best courage. Such good courage. Number 1, go to the Strait and just take it. You'll have to start learning how to fight for yourself. The USA won't be there to help you anymore, just like you weren't there for us. Iran has been, essentially, decimated. The hard part is done. Go get your own oil. President DJT. Cinema. Thank you. It's actually me, guys. It's actually me. That wasn't Donald Trump. All right. Breaking. The U.S. Department of War begins its press conference with Defense Secretary Hegseth saying, troops told me, let's finish the mission. The upcoming days will be decisive in war with Iran. Bo said sometimes it's not about the hype, it's about surviving the ride. 100%, my friend, 100%. Breaking. Italy has denied U.S. military aircraft permission to land at an Italian airbase, citing a lack of authorization and non-routine mission status. Well. And then they have a picture of 2 random ladies. Breaking. Elon Musk says reports of SpaceX excluding Robinhood and SoFi from its IPO are false. Breaking. The U.S. industrial gas supplier Airgas declared a force majeure, telling a customer it would only meet up to 50% of the normal monthly helium demand amid the Iran war. Per Wall Street Journal, details include the world is facing a significant helium shortage amid the Strait of Hormuz closure, which has limited around 30% of global helium supply. Airgas also told the client that it would add a surcharge of $13.50 per 100 cubic feet above the contracted price. Helium supplies, which are critical for AI, have been choked off, per Wall Street Journal. Hundreds of specialized cryogenic containers, each costing $1 million, are now stuck in the Middle East. Global helium supply is at risk. That'd be crazy. This might be a really stupid question, but I need to know. If you have helium, hang on. If you have helium, oh jeez, I've exposed my set. If you have helium, let's say there's helium over there. I'm blurry again. There's helium over there. And these bottles are full of helium. And I drop a bomb on them and they explode. Does the explosion sound like, or does it sound like, poo? Like, would it be hype? It's a stupid question. I feel like that's a valid question. I kind of need to know now. Should we explode some helium? Damn. I should be a philosopher. All right. ETF trading volume is exploding. Speaking of exploding, U.S. listed ETF trading volume is up to around 7.8 trillion so far in March, the highest monthly total on record. This exceeds the March 2020 pandemic volume by 1.5 trillion. Even excluding the S&P 500 ETF SPY, the Nasdaq 100 ETF QQQ, and the Russell 2000 ETF IWM, volume stands at around 5.4 trillion, an all-time high. Meanwhile, U.S.-listed ETFs have posted 47 consecutive monthly inflows, the longest streak on record. By comparison, the previous record streak was 31 months, set in 2020 to 2021. As a result, total U.S.-listed ETF assets are up to 13.5 trillion, an all-time high. The U.S. ETF industry has never been bigger. 88 said, better ask Frock Gronk. Don't want to have any accidents. Might be a Gronk lawsuit if it advises wrong, right? Interesting. The S&P 500 surges 2.5% on the day as Iran's president says they are ready to end the war with guarantees. The S&P 500 has now added 1.4 trillion today. Very cool. Oh boy. Unprecedented algorithmic activity. Oil prices just fell 5% in 3 minutes after Iran's president said they are ready to begin or to end the war with guarantees. Yet the demanded guarantees are largely unknown right now. Over 1 trillion in market cap was driven by this headline in a matter of minutes as algorithms ran with the news. We expect to receive more details on these guarantees shortly. Turn on our post notifications at Kobe SC later to receive it first. Highly recommend you guys go follow them if you haven't already. Also, join the Discord, link in the description. It's completely free and it's a ton of fun. Breaking, Iran's president, Presbyterian, says Iran is ready to end the war with the United States but wants guarantees. U.S. stocks are surging in the news. Israel's Ministry of Defense says it has ended all military procurement from France just hours after France refused to allow Israel to use its airspace, per Wall Street Journal. Details include the move comes following a series of measures taken by the country that it sees as undermining Israeli security. 2. France is actively obstructing the transfer of munitions to Israel and has prohibited Israeli aircraft carrying munitions for the war from using French airspace, the ministry said. 3. The move highlights Israel's shifting diplomatic relations since the start of the Gaza war in 2023, per Wall Street Journal. And 4. Israel said it would replace French products by making them domestically or buying them from a friendlier nation. France's refusal follows similar moves by Spain and Italy. I'm not going to lie. If I had a country and a military and I wanted them to be the best, they would all be armed with AK-47s. That is the greatest gun that has ever been manufactured. You will never convince me otherwise. Iranian Foreign Minister Aragachi, Domo Arigato Mr. Roboto, says Iran will not accept a ceasefire and demands a full end to war across the region, per Al Jazeera. Iran's foreign minister, Domo Arigato, Mr. Roboto, just now on potential peace talks with the U.S. We do not have any faith that negotiations with the U.S. will yield any results. The trust level is at 0. This guy doesn't really know how to negotiate, does he? Breaking. Solana processed a record $650 billion in stablecoin transactions in February 2026. As a result, aggregate stablecoin transaction volume is now nearly a record $2 trillion per month. Stablecoin volumes on Solana nearly tripled month over month, with another surge expected in March amid the Iran war. The surge in volume comes after the launch of Western Union's USDPT, Jupiter's JupUSD, which has gained traction amid its goal of returning a yield back to the ecosystem. That's actually huge. To put this into perspective, CME Group futures trading in gold just hit a record $208 billion per month. In other words, stablecoin transaction volumes are now nearly 9 times the size of gold futures traded on CME. That's actually pretty epic. I'm not gonna lie. Told you guys, stablecoins are spearheading adoption, and we are not going to be able to measure stablecoins as a means for cryptocurrency adoption soon, because it's going to dwarf the entire cryptocurrency space, like, rapidly. I'm convinced. Breaking. Europe is pushing back on some U.S. military operations, with multiple countries now prohibiting the U.S. and Israel from using their airspace for missions in the Iran war, per Reuters. Details include France, Italy, and Spain denied U.S. military support or airspace for Iran operations, sources say. Israel wanted to use France's airspace to transport U.S. weapons to be used in the Iran war, but the request was denied. Italy told the U.S. they need special permission for military base uses outside of existing agreements. Trump has accused France of blocking some military aircraft from flying over its territory. Trump has told NATO countries to build up some delayed courage. I'm not going to lie, that whole entire post from Trump shitting all over everyone kind of being a bitch right now, I thoroughly enjoyed that. Regardless of how you feel about the war, I think the war is stupid. Never should have started. But these people that need these items from the Strait of Hormuz, you don't have to go kill people. You just show up and be like, hey, Iran, please don't blow us up. We're just going to escort some ships out of here. We need gas and oil and helium and shit. If you blow us up, it's an act of war. I don't know. It's a double-edged sword. President Trump says U.S. will leave Iran in 2 to 3 weeks. See, he went from 2 weeks to 2 to 3 weeks already. Iran's foreign minister, Domo Arigato, Mr. Roboto, says what is happening between Iran and the U.S. is an exchange of messages, either directly or through friends, not negotiations, per Bloomberg. Details include Domo Arigato, Mr. Roboto says he's receiving messages from the U.S. Middle East envoy Steve Witkoff. 2. Message exchanges are happening within a defined framework across government and under supervision of Iran's National Security Council. 3. Mr. Roboto says Iran has not sent a response to the U.S. 15-point proposal. 4. Mr. Roboto says Iran has not made any decisions regarding negotiations, but has some remarks on and Iran's conditions are clear. Talks appear to be slowly materializing. Breaking. Brent crude oil futures prices officially end March 2026 with a 60% gain, posting the largest monthly gain since the creations of the futures contract in 1988. U.S. gas prices are up by $1.25 per gallon since December. Crazy stuff. Caroline Leavitt. Tune in tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. President Trump will give an address to the nation to provide an important update on Iran. He's going to tell us there's ground troops. How much you want to bet? Let's actually do that. Next poll. Current poll. We got 9 votes. I'm going to end it. I asked you guys, how do you think the Iran conflict ends? 78% said no changes, just a ceasefire. 11% said regime change, obviously. And 11% said Iran surrenders, gives Trump all. Nobody said U.S. troops force? Really? Okay. Tomorrow's 9 p.m. announcement. Start poll. Let's do this poll. What will Trump's 9 p.m. EST tomorrow Iran announcement be? We've got troops entering or completed Iran. Peace talk update. Nothing burger. Peace talk agreement met. Yay. Or what's the last one? Troops entering or completed Iran. Peace talk update. Nothing burger. Peace talk agreement met. Yay. Or another dumb threat with no end. No end. Okay, let's do that one. Start poll. Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the poll in the chat. What do you think tomorrow's 9 p.m. Iran announcement going to be? Troops entering or completed a mission in Iran. Peace talk update. Nothing burger. Peace talk agreement met. Yay. Or another dumb threat with no end. Let me know what you guys think. Also, if you haven't already, smash the like button and subscribe if you have not. If you guys want to be degenerate gamblers and play with prediction markets, sign up using my link in the description to Kalshi and deposit and trade $25 or more, and we will both receive $25 in non-withdrawable site credit. It's a ton of fun, but it is gambling, so treat it as such. Also, subscribe. CoinMarketCap fear and greed today is 30. Yesterday, it says 30. I'm pretty sure yesterday was like 28 or something like that, but we are in fear on CoinMarketCap. CoinGlass, we are at 7? Wow. Really? Extreme fear. Top 10 looks the same. And stock market is in extreme fear as well at a 15. Crypto Spaces said move to 80K then crash. Maybe. Move to 80K then crash. I would say if we're going to go that high, I would just go for that 84,260 for that CME gap fill. And then reject off of that. That's what I would look at. But, I mean, so far, this is strictly pump for ants. We're in the same territory here that we were in here, which is like a bear flag, bearish continuation pattern. So, in order for this to stop being bearish continuation pattern, we got to see some momentum to the upside. Gourmet said, if Iran didn't have internet for a month, how did they know what Trump posted about them? They still have rabbit ears on top of the TV. Honestly, that would be sick. I remember, I will say, we're gonna do bar time, story time. When I was a kid, I did have a CRT monitor, and it was a little guy, probably like this big, and I used to sit this close to it to watch Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon. Ton of fun. And when I learned that you could tweak the antenna and make the picture look good, oh my gosh. Dude, I went crazy. I adjusted the shit out of them. I think I stole some off of another TV, and it made it look better. And I just kept doing everything, and I got it so crystal clear, and I was like, this is amazing. That is literally what spawned my love for technology. I started dissecting old computers and laptops and screens and stuff like that. And I eventually worked on my sister brought a laptop home and had a rootkit. And the Geek Squad at Best Buy said it was a lost cause. She kept it anyway. She bought a MacBook. She gave me the broken Compaq laptop. She said, if you can fix it, you can have it. I was like, all right, sweet. I used my mom's iMac to research what the hell do I do. I'm 12 years old. And I fixed it. Had it completely reset to factory settings. Fresh, brand new PC for myself. It was freaking awesome. I played so many games on that thing. Anyways, we're getting sidetracked. Bitcoin 67,603. Are we again going to do what we've been doing? Pump, retrace, pump, retrace, pump, retrace. I feel like it's definitely possible. Cointelegraph posted Polymarket's all-time top trader earned $22 million with $8 million from a single bet. That's crazy. Apparently insider trading. Crypto card spending surged from near zero in early 2023 to over 100 million per month since November 2025. Very cool. Average meme coin hold time on Solana drops to 58 seconds in 2026, down from 100 seconds in 2025 and 1 day in 2024, according to Dune Analytics. That's crazy. Michael Burry, who predicted the 2008 crash, says shorts are not forever. That's actually really sad. I thought he was disappearing. He did the thing that he did before, and he went dark until the markets actually plummeted. He came back this time, though, so he's ruining it. He's ruining his legacy again. Very upsetting. The one-trick pony continues to be a one-trick pony. Alert! A whale's $11.3 million Bitcoin short on Hyperliquid was liquidated in a single order. That is terrifying. Crypto Spaces said, wow, a whole 58 seconds. Yeah, that's a crazy metric, dude. It's got to be bots at that point. 58 seconds is crazy. It's got to be bots. Feels like 10 seconds. You're not doing us any favors. It feels like an hour, damn it. Feels like an hour. And 10 inches. I want to go see Harambe. My baby boy. Up 5.35% today. Let's go. Let's go. We have been dollar cost averaging into Harambe. The Harambe death anniversary, rest in peace, dicks out for Harambe, is in May, which is approximately, if you're counting the chart calendar, 1 month from now. So, time will tell if we profit from that. Let's see what Grok said. I asked, he said, yes, this specific scenario where police body cam footage publicly exposes your handwritten seed phrases during a vehicle search traffic stop, the video goes viral or is released and a stranger then drains your Bitcoin wallet, would very likely qualify as a deductible theft loss under U.S. tax rules. Wow. There you go. Okay. I guess I don't need expert for this. Let's just go fast. Does the owner have a decent case if he decided to pursue legal action against the officer / precinct? Why can't I spell? Pursue. There you go. Let's see if the guy can sue them. He would likely have an uphill battle. Okay. Though it's not entirely hopeless, success would depend on how heavily specific details like the legality of the initial search, Nevada's body cam release policies, and proving direct causation and damages. I mean, my argument would be, why would a police officer need to read a piece of paper at all in any kind of search? Are they searching for information, or are they searching for drugs and substances? Because a piece of paper with words on it is not going to yield results in a search for weapons and drugs. Does it say the drugs are in the glove compartment, or the gun is in the trunk? No. It says a bunch of gibberish, and he proceeded to read the whole thing and beautifully present it to the body cam. I should have been a lawyer. Algo had a nice day. Dude, Algo did have a nice day. I actually saw that. I got the alert. I was like, whoa. I don't know what they're doing, but they're doing something right. Look at that. 20%, I think. 25% even. Let's see. 16. It was 20 at one point. That's pretty sick, though. It went from 8 to 9.6. Very cool. Look at that volume. This is what we want, man. That's what we want right there. That's what we want. That is what we want. Gorgeous. Incredibly overbought. But I could see this thing actually blasting past. It does have resistance. Let's see if it gets above it. Is Algo going to earn a spot in the flavor of the week? We should have a flavor of the week. Like, we got to get rid of one of these coins in here and have a flavor of the week slot. That's a good idea. Okay, we're done with Grok. I think the guy could sue. Kobayashi letter, any updates? We got a couple. Foreign central banks have sold their holdings of U.S. treasuries to their lowest level since 2012 in an effort to prop up their economies and currencies amid the Iran war. Details include the value of treasuries held in custody at the New York Fed by official institutions has dropped by $82 billion since February 25th. Some central banks have intervened in foreign exchange markets to prop up their currencies. Such intervention has typically involved selling US dollars in response. Turkey's central bank alone has sold $22 billion worth of foreign government securities since February 27th. Global central banks are under serious pressure amid the supply shock. Crazy. The UAE is preparing to help the US and other allies open the Strait of Hormuz by force. There you go. A move that would make it the first Gulf country to join the Iran war. Nothing but applause, man. It's about damn time. Wake up, people. The risk of FX intervention is rising in Japan. The yen has briefly weakened past 160 per US dollar for the first time since July 2024, the spot where Japan's Ministry of Finance last intervened in the current market, or in the currency market. Since April 2025, the US dollar has strengthened against the yen plus 14%. Japan has already spent around $150 billion on multiple interventions to support the yen since 2022. The largest round of interventions took place in April through July 2024, when the Ministry of Finance spent a combined around $95 billion to support the yen. Meanwhile, Japan's Vice Finance Minister for International Affairs, Atsushi Mimura, that's a sick name, that's such a cool name, said on Tuesday that decisive action may soon be necessary if speculative activity in the market continues. Pressure on the yen is intensifying. That's pretty spooky, man. I will say, out of all the countries on the planet, Japan is one of the few, it's probably at the top of my bucket list for foreign countries to visit. That landscape there is just gorgeous, and the trains are sick, dude. It's a beautiful country. Big U.S. stock market added $1.75 trillion in market cap today. Very cool. Bitcoin is on the edge, nearing sixth straight monthly loss, a rare streak seen only once before. Oh, I think that was it, actually. Today was it. Let me see. Bitcoin monthly returns. Bam. Bitcoin monthly returns. We've got... Oh, excuse me. No, they ruined it. There's no way. Did they actually get it? They got it green? Whoa. That's crazy. I was not expecting that. They got it green, guys. Wow. Never, ever, ever would have expected that. That blows my mind right now. Look at that. Look at that little green candle. That little green baby. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 green. That's insane. I'm kind of sad now. I was looking forward to that. That should have been red, and then we could have had smooth sailing. Now we got to worry about April potentially being red. That was, of course, that was the one that was going to work out, not the other 50 other things that we pointed out in the past that didn't play out, obviously. Crypto Spaces said, my first cycle, and I get the rarest streak of red Bitcoin in history. Go figure, next is multiple years of green, right? That would be so sick. Yeah, dude, this is crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. One of my favorites to look at, actually. Q1 has concluded down 22.2%. Let's see, in the past, where a Q1 has been incredibly red, we got incredibly green at Q2. Green, green. Actually, this one was pretty red, and we got a mediocre Q2. And then Q3 was even more red. Q4 was great. Look at 2017. Wow, 2017 was amazing. 2020 was awesome as well. 2020 looks like it was the best. No, 2017 for sure was the best. I guess you get, no, 2013 was the best. Holy crap, look at 2013 is crazy. Oh my gosh. I like the average. The average is pretty good. Plus 45, plus 25, plus 6, plus 77. Why does Q3 suck so bad? ETH has a decent Q3. I guess, yeah. See what happens, man. We're so desensitized. 6%, 7%, that's epic. But we're used to like 40, 60 percentages, so we're spoiled, man. I'm telling you. You're desensitized when you're in the crypto market. One of my, I guess not my favorite, but like one of the cooler charts that I enjoy looking at is the seasonals. Yeah, this is good. Good stuff right here. Look how different 2025 was. 2022 was boring. 2025 was boring. That's a 3-year difference. So far, we're pretty closely following 22 or 25. Dang. Crypto Spaces said the market was much smaller in 2013. It was. But could you imagine being around back then? Imagine being around 2013, 539%, 479%. Like, this was the easiest bull run to hold through. You're not going to sit there. You're not going to flinch going from 539, losing 4% off of your 539. You don't give a crap about that minus 4%. Are you kidding me? Then plus 40, then plus 479. How many people were shouting from the rooftops after this that it was topped out? And then after, they're like, told you so, and then it goes up 40, and then another 480. Damn, that was probably epic. I wonder if there's videos back then, people were making YouTube videos or not. Crypto Spaces said, so it makes sense. It was the best. I guess I have to look for pumps for ants from now on. I'm too late. I don't think so. The way that I see it is we've learned incredibly valuable skills that we can apply everywhere now. If crypto ceased to exist tomorrow, I would still be thankful because I've learned how to save money. Before cryptocurrency, I was a paycheck to paycheck guy. And I had no savings. I wasted so much money on nothing. I didn't even know. I quit smoking to be able to have more money. I have savings now. I have no debt. My credit score is amazing. And I genuinely, I give credit to cryptocurrency for all of that. Because I didn't give a shit about money back then. What the hell do I want money for? Now my money works for me. Pretty awesome. You gotta diversify though. You can't be strictly crypto, in my opinion. I'm not a financial advisor. Let's continue. News segment. Bitcoin whale activity hits multi-month lows with 6,417 daily 100K plus transfers and 1,485 1 million plus transfers. Solana processed 650 billion in stablecoin volume in February, pushing monthly totals near 2 trillion. That's crazy. OpenAI raises 122 billion at an 852 billion valuation in its largest fund round to date. It's Kwame said, I sold half of my XRP holdings to pay a bill last week and it hurt. It's allowed to hurt. It is allowed to hurt. I personally have never seen a problem selling something, taking profits, whatever. Obviously, if it's a necessity, you know, that's going to suck no matter what, because you would prefer to not have to do that. But that goes into the psychological mindset that I've presented in the past. If I'm feeling really down about the markets, I'll take a little bit off the table, even if I have the money. Let's say I have like thousands of dollars saved, and I have thousands of dollars in crypto, and the market sucks, and I'm really, butthurt about it. I've just been putting money into this thing nonstop, putting money in, getting nothing back. I still have my dry powder, even if I don't. But if I do, if I take money out of my crypto holdings and I spent it on something, I feel like I got something out of it. Or even if I don't do that, maybe I don't want to create a taxable event. Instead of DCAing 1 week, maybe I'll only DCA half and I'll use the other half to buy something, whatever. Then you feel like you got something out of it. I don't feel as bad. I'm like, oh, okay, I took the family out to dinner. We went to the movies. I paid, for this week's groceries. I paid the electric bill, whatever. So maybe just, you can do mental gymnastics in your head, make yourself feel a little bit better about it. Might not be healthy, but I'm not a psychologist. All right. He's such a fella. He's a weird fella. U.S. hiring pace falls to lowest level since 2011, excluding the pandemic. Spooky stuff. Oracle has begun mass layoffs, notifying thousands of employees via a 6 a.m. email that their roles were eliminated effective immediately. That's actually scary. I have a buddy that works for Oracle, I think. Trump says U.S. will exit Iran in 2 to 3 weeks. Very cool. Let's go. S&P Dow Jones Indices tokenized its iBox U.S. Treasuries Index on the Canton Network, bringing a key bond benchmark on-chain for institutional use. Let's go. New Hampshire. I plan on retiring in New Hampshire. Bitcoin-backed municipal bond scores a Ba2 rating from Moody's, marking an unprecedented first in public finance per Bloomberg. That's actually huge. Also, I didn't realize their little crest or whatever looked so badass. Trump to address the nation on the Iran war at 9 p.m. Eastern Time Wednesday per White House Press Secretary Leavitt. Very cool. It's Kwame said, yeah, that's true. I'm just looking at it the wrong way. I just hope it doesn't 10x in the next 3 months. Well, maybe if you feel that bad about it, then if you're diversified, if I had an asset and I just took a chunk just for simplification to spend it, whatever, pay a bill, and I felt really bad about that, and I had a little more faith in that asset, I would just take a little bit from all the other assets and put it into that asset. That's what's nice about crypto, is it's so liquid. You can do whatever the hell you want. You obviously got to take into consideration taxes. But if it's a stablecoin transaction, then you're good. But nobody, who the hell has a bunch of stablecoins sitting around? Senator Cynthia Lummis says the Clarity Act is the best thing for DeFi, offering long-awaited legal certainty for developers, validators, and node operators in the U.S. Let's freaking go. SpaceX assembles 21 bank syndicate to manage IPO, signaling one of the largest private-to-public tech listings in years per Reuters. Literally every crypto chart when the Clarity Act passes. Mark Chadwick, epic. Can't wait to go back in time with the price action. MSB Intel posted, this is a big move for SWI. SWI has been in the news a couple times this week. On-chain encrypted messaging just went live on mainnet. The new messaging SDK lets any app built on SWI add wallet-to-wallet chat with end-to-end encryption powered by Seal and decentralized storage through Walrus. No centralized servers, no email logins, just your wallet. This turns every SWI decentralized app into a communication layer. DeFi protocols can message users directly. NFT marketplaces can add buyer-seller chat. DAOs can coordinate without leaving the chain. That's awesome. I actually really like this. Gourmet said, gotta run, guys. Have a great night. Onward and upward. Cheers, Gourmet. Appreciate you. Happy Tuesday, my friend. Have a good night. Crypto Spaces said good night as well. I've been looking for something like this. I don't know why every chain does not integrate this. I want to do a Pokemon card raffle. I have like $10,000 worth of base set original Pokemon cards. And I would love to be able to do a raffle where a bunch of people buy an NFT or just a ticket for $5. And then I pick a winner or 3 winners. I would, the top prize would be $1,000 worth of cards. And then I'd do maybe like a $500 prize and then a $200 prize. I think that'd be so much fun. But I can't figure out, without saying like, hey, you guys got a KYC on this random website, just trust me, that sucks. Because I have to ship the cards to the person. So I'm going to need their address, And I can't be like, if you win, you have to make a P.O. box. That's stupid too. So a decentralized encrypted chat, wallet-to-wallet chat would be huge. I would just draw the winning wallet, and then I would DM them from my wallet to their wallet and be like, hey, what's your address? So I can send these. Then I don't have to get an address from every single participant. It seems so much better that way. And I don't know why we don't have this on every single chain. You should be able to DM people directly to their wallet. Just in, U.S. rushes to launch refund portal for $166 billion in Trump tariffs as Iran war economic fallout forces allied governments into emergency mode. That's crazy. Crypto Fergani posted, bottom is in. This is a fake out. Biggest bull run starts now. Lock the F in. Now, I do like this. I'm not going to full screen it. I'm going to go to the big one, though. I guess I can't make it bigger. right here. See that little divot outside of the triangle? We've talked about it a million times. First move, false move. In crypto specifically, whenever there's any kind of triangle pattern. So I actually really like that being a fake out. We also got from Crypto Fergani as well. We saw the biggest bull run in history after the pandemic crash. Last 6 months was worse than the pandemic crash. I have never been so bullish. Long your effing lungs. Bitcoin is about to print the biggest candle in history. Sentiment is dead. Timelines are full of bears. This is max pain. This is where Bitcoin bottoms. If you still think this is a bear market, you deserve to miss what's coming. This is your last warning. I've been here for 10 plus years, and I'll keep you updated on everything like I always do. If you still haven't followed me, you'll regret it. That might be the most epic outro so far. What is that, ISM? Or is that gold? Is that gold topping? No, that's the DXY. Ooh. Crypto Spaces said that account loves bull post engagement. I don't blame them though. Oh, dude, every account that has like hundreds of thousands of followers, yeah, 2.25 million, they always post the craziest, goofiest, cringiest nonsense. I don't know if it was the algorithm or if they were just around during last bull market or what, but man, and they get interactions. Look at that, 75,000 views. That's huge. Cointelegraph, big Google. People like confirmation bias. So if I say something that somebody else agrees with, they're most likely going to interact with it. They're going to be, oh my gosh, I knew it. Look at it. See, he said the same thing that I said. Told you guys. And they feel good about themselves. Like that. It's that double dopamine hit. Cointelegraph, big Google research shows a future quantum computer could crack Bitcoin's private keys in just 9 minutes. 1 minute short of Bitcoin's average block time. The research warns mempool attacks could become a real threat, urging immediate migration to post-quantum cryptography. Wow. Bar chart, fewer than 43% of S&P 500 stocks are trading above their 200-day moving average, the worst market breadth since May. Hedge funds dumped stocks over the last 6 weeks at the third fastest pace in a decade. This spooks me a little bit. But in the past, we've recovered quite sharply after that, so I guess getting spooked now is kind of silly. The 20-year collapse of German nuclear power, that's actually really crappy. What? Why are we abandoning nuclear power? I feel like it's so efficient. U.S. businesses are hiring at the slowest pace in more than 15 years. Pace of hiring just fell to the lowest since 2011 outside of the pandemic. Wow. CryptoSpace said, I don't think Bitcoin will get quantum figured out. I don't know. But I feel like people are... So there's two arguments to be made about the Bitcoin quantum thing. The one is, if Bitcoin gets cracked, your bank account will get cracked first. The other one, though, the argument against that argument is, why would I hack your bank account and risk federal crime when I could just steal your Bitcoin, launder it through like Tornado Cash or whatever other stupid, I don't remember what they're called, mixers or whatever, and then I have your money with no... There's or at least a way smaller risk of federal crime charges. If I hack a bank, I'm probably effed. If I hack a Bitcoin wallet, it's going to take them like 10 years to give a crap. So there's something to it. You got to consider all possibilities. Silver ripping. Yes, it absolutely is. Silver looks gorgeous. 74.17, let's go. S&P 500 SPX closes under its 200-day moving average for the 9th consecutive day, the longest stretch since April-May 2025. Spooky dookie. Nike plunges to its lowest price in more than a decade. Just do it. Just sell it. We got our coinfessions for the evening. Started trading crypto at college. Got addicted to the trenches, so never had to apply for a job, as the trenches have been feeding me and paying all the bills. Unfortunately, I am down to 0, and now I don't know if I'm even employable. That sucks so bad. See, crypto, there's such a good and bad and ugly to it. The bad side gets really bad because of how desensitized to money you get. Kwame said, did your boss ever sell that silver? Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Only out of necessity. I lost around $30,000 from trading crypto, but basically gambling at 17. Then went to a crypto casino with my last 25K and ran it all the way up to 350K. Now I am lost and don't have any motivation to do anything. That's crazy. Wait a minute. With my last 25K, wow. I would never have the balls to do that. Skipped college to trade crypto and lost over 6K in college money, unemployed, and have no more direction in life. These people are so existential, and they're like, you're like, how old are you? They're like, man, I'm 19 years old, and I lost $6,000. My life is over. What am I going to do? Shit. Oh my God. Do you understand how much money $6,000 is? I'm 19 years old. What am I going to do? I'm $6,000 in the hole, and I have no college degree. Damn it, son of a bitch. The existentialism is out of control. You gotta look at the bigger picture. When you zoom out and you realize, oh, maybe I'm being a little overdramatic, you'll feel a lot better. My dumbass at what, 28 maybe, 26, 28 years old, no savings, horrible credit, debt, figured it all out. I quit smoking, I have savings, I have no debt, my credit score is amazing now, it's phenomenal. I had a repo at 19. You can fix stuff, man. You can just fix stuff. It's not hard. Gotta get out of that victim mentality, though. You can't be like, oh man, I lost 6K. I'm unemployable. I have no college degree and I'm already 19. Oh, shit. You know, nobody actually gives a shit hard enough for you to be reacting that way. Calm down, take a deep breath. Start a business. Do what you gotta do. Not financial advice. Kwame said, I think Nike reported earnings today. Oh, dang. Crypto Spaces said, dang, why Nike so down bad? I think, I don't remember if Berkshire sold any, but I think Tim Cook sold a bunch. Kwame said, oh, yeah, so the silver that the boss sold, I don't think he sold his entire stack. He sold a chunk. I think he kept the majority of it, which is good. But yeah, Nike, I think people stopped giving a crap about brand names when they realized they couldn't really afford them. So, good for them. Great for them, actually. All right, boys. I am incredibly sleepy, and I gotta get some food in my belly. Let's check the current poll results. What will Trump 9 p.m. EST tomorrow Iran announcement be? 40% of you guys said peace talk update nothing burger. 40% said another dumb threat with no end. You could argue that those are actually the same. And 20% said peace talk agreement met. Yay. Nobody said troops entering or completed Iran. My biggest fear so far with the poll results as well, everyone has voted 0. Nobody's voted at all on troops, which makes me think we're going to have troops. So, maybe not. I don't know. Regardless, ISM PMI print tomorrow. Exciting stuff. Before I go, I'm going to tell the story again of what the hell happened today and why I'm not in Georgia. I'm driving down to Georgia. Before we left as a company, the boss's truck needed a bunch of work. He had a bunch of leaks, oil, coolant, everything was fucked up. He dropped like $4,000 to fix his truck. Thankfully. Normally he has me do it. There's a bunch of shit. There was a blown head gasket. I was like, I can't do a head gasket. That's one thing that I won't touch. So he's like, all right. He takes it into a shop. He gets it fixed. Then there was a bunch of other shit. Coolant lines, engine coolant lines. It was a mess. So we got it all fixed. He drives down there. He comes back. He's like, are you ready? I'm like, no, I need a bunch of money to fix the van. He gets me the money. I fix the van. I replaced the serpentine belt. I replaced the belt tensioner. I did an oil change. I got a new tire. The tire was a big ordeal. They didn't have the tire. They ordered the tire. I get there. The guy's like, oh, I didn't order the tire. I was like, are you kidding me? And I was like, can you look at my tire then? Because it's leaking, but it's a slow leak. He's like, yeah. oh, it's actually just the valve stem. You're good. And then he's like, oh, it's not the valve stem. It's the tire. There's a big slice in it. I didn't see it earlier. Legally, I'm not allowed to put it back on. And I was like, okay, what am I going to fucking do then? You don't have my tire that you were supposed to order, and I have to go to Georgia tomorrow. So I need a tire. He's like, I can put a temporary on it. So instead of having a commercial tire on my commercial Sprinter van, I have a regular tire. That's the spare, though. I just left it in there. The spare is a full-size tire, so that's actually on the van right now. The actual tire has a regular ass, like, civilian piece of shit rubber toilet paper roll on it, and that's sitting in the van. So all of that mess is over with. Whatever. I spent like 12 hours getting all this shit done in one day. 14 hours. I don't know. It took a long time. It was miserable. Today, everything's good. I leave early morning. Driving. Sounds great. Whatever. There's a weird tick suddenly. I'm like, okay, fuck the tick. I'll fix it when I get home. I'm driving. Everything's going fine. Going great. Whatever. I'm between 4 and 6 hours into it. Check engine light comes on. I was like, oh, fuck. Never seen the check engine light on in this van. It's a 2015. Love this van. It's stupid, ugly, great gas mileage, but it's so ugly and dumb. It's impossible to find tires for it. It's manufactured by Nissan for Chevy for some reason. It is a Chevy City Express, but if you look it up, you can never find parts for it. You got to look up a Nissan NV200 because that's the model that it is. They just slapped a Chevrolet sticker on it. The sticker inside literally says manufactured by Nissan for Chevrolet Motor Company. That's fucking embarrassing. Chevy was like, we don't have a Sprinter van. Nissan, can we buy this from you? And Nissan was like, yeah, sure. Idiots. So whatever. 88 said, nothing like waiting to do maintain till the day before you leave. That's what pisses me off, dude. I didn't want to do any of this. I told the boss I was like, April's the worst month. He's like, all right, let's go. I'm like, okay, I got to be home by Friday because I got a bunch of shit. He's like, okay. Did you get the tire? I was like, nope, tire's not coming till Monday. Monday doesn't work. I'm like, okay. I'll just pull a tire to my ass on Saturday night. Called a million places, there's no tires. Anyways, check engine light comes on. I'm a resourceful guy. So I pull over. I'm in Franklin, Ohio. Franklin, Ohio has a Napa. Franklin, Ohio has an O'Reilly's. Franklin, Ohio has an AutoZone. I went to AutoZone. It was the closest. And I had them scan. Scanner pops up. What did it say? Scanner says engine coolant temperature sensor, circuit range performance, sensor performance. So my ECT, engine coolant temperature sensor, is going bad. That can lead to your fan not running at all. So your radiator fan wouldn't run, which would not cool your coolant, which would result in overheating. That can lead to your radiator fan not turning off, which would kill your battery when you shut the car off and the radiator fan continues to run. That can lead to your thermostat not working, which can lead to the car thinking it's overheating. There's a million things that could cause a problem. I got 7 hours left to Georgia. I'm like, I can't go. I can't go. I'm not driving 7 hours. I asked AutoZone, do you have this part? Nope. Is it anywhere near? Nope. I call Napa, same thing. I call O'Reilly's, same thing. I think Advance Auto was out there, same thing. This part does not exist in Ohio. The flat terrain, I think, allows them to just use a sheet. They hold up a sheet and they blow away in the wind in Ohio. They don't actually have engines in their cars. It's a fucking mess. It said just clear the code and keep trucking. It would have popped up again. Plus, you can't ask him to do that because they think that you're going to sell it to somebody. I have a funny story about that too when I'm done. So anyways, I just ended up driving home. I'm driving home. And I timed it perfectly. I was like, okay, I have 240 miles left. Full tank is 240 miles, approximately 20 miles per gallon. It's only a 12-gallon tank. So once I get down to because I want to fill the tank and not have to stop again, I'll get down to 180 and then I'll fill up the tank. So I get down to 180 miles left. I stop and fill the tank. I timed it perfectly. There is no temperature gauge. Let me show you the instrument cluster. Let me show you the instrument cluster in a 2015 Chevy City Express. This is a random one on the internet. Are you ready? Bam. There is no temperature gauge. There is a odometer and there's a speedometer. RPMs, speedometer, and you get your mileage. And this, by the way, only ever tells you that your tire pressure is bad because for whatever reason, the tire pressure sensors are the most sensitive pieces of shit. When you do that, when you have like your tire pressure's off and it flags it, you cannot see anything else ever again. So you just got to kind of guess when you need an oil change. I don't know. It's definitely minimalist setup, but I don't really mind it. It doesn't bother me now. It was kind of funny when I first started driving it, but so anyways, I get to the gas station and I top off. How much you pay? For what? For the gas? Oh, it's cheaper in Ohio. It's like $3.80. So I top off and I check in my GPS and it says severe weather warning. I was like, oh shit, what's going on? It's like thunderstorm, severe thunderstorm, shelter in place. It literally says like get into a building away from a room away from doors and windows. And I was like, what the fuck? It's talking about golf ball sized hail, vehicle damage. I'm like, okay, I'm not driving on I-75 like this. So I waited because it was only like a 45-minute warning. So I'm sitting underneath the gas station canopy, just chilling, and I went inside to get gas. I looked at the clouds. I'm like, okay, it looks fine. I went inside to get gas. As soon as I walk out, I see like the darkest, spookiest clouds. I was like, oh shit. So I get my gas and I shelter in my van underneath the canopy. The weather event started, like it kicked off with, I'm pretty sure, what is it called? A microburst? With a microburst, I'm convinced, which is literally just a plume of air comes like shooting down. Think of like a lightning fast hydraulic press of air. And it just like blasts the area, the geographical location. And so that happens. Like I'm sitting in the van and then all of a sudden everything just goes, and I was like, whoa, shit. There's people's fucking doors flying and shit. The windshield washer fluid that was stacked up on a nice shelf against the building flew off the fucking shelf. I'm not even joking. So I'm sitting in my van. I was like, oh shit. And then there's sirens going off. There's police trucks, fire trucks, ambulance. And I'm like, oh damn, something happened. So that all blows over. 30 minutes go by. I'm like, all right, it's time to go. Wipers, it's sprinkling, it's raining. And as soon as I get onto I-75, there's a fucking semi in the opposite lane of traffic, flipped on its side. The microburst gust of wind, the like God fart that shat on Ohio, which is probably why Ohio is so flat. God's just flatulating on them all the time. So any dirt that piles up just gets flattened. But this poor semi driver was just driving, and then he just got the whole sky shat on him, and his truck just went on its side. That sounds like the fucking worst thing on the planet. I feel so bad for the guy, but if I had been on the road when that happened in my stupid little hamster-shaped Sprinter van, I most certainly would have flipped over like a fucking bowling pin. So that was crazy. I stopped one more time too. It wasn't as bad the second time. But Ohio weather, crazy as fuck. Check engine light on a 2015 Chevy City Express a la Nissan NV200. Mediocre. Stupid that the parts don't exist. Overall, I'm not mad. I'm a little disappointed that I wasted a trip. But I'm happy to be home. What are you going to do? The other story. What was the other story? Somebody said something. Clear the code and keep trucking. Okay, so clearing the code. I got a, probably like a 2001 Saturn L300. Nice car, but I bought it from like a crackhead lady. The trunk didn't shut. The back had like melted Skittles, so it looked like a rainbow diarrhea. Had hardened into the seat. I deep cleaned the fuck out of this car. I bought it for $500. It had like 80,000 miles on it. It was a steal. But the inside was disgusting. The whole vehicle was this lady's ashtray. I deep cleaned the whole thing. But there was codes. The speedometer didn't work. Check engine light was on. Like all these lights were on the dash. The trunk didn't close. We drive away. I get home. I took a screwdriver. I undid the latch. The trunk closed fine. Kwame said the job is still going to be done, right? What job? Down in Georgia? The boss is like putting a sign up on property that he bought. Not really a job. So I go to O'Reilly's and I ask them, I'm like, hey, can you guys check these codes? I bought a new car. They're like, yeah. The guy comes out, he runs the codes, and it's like O2 sensor and whatever. He's like, here, let me do this. I'm going to clear the codes, and then we're going to shut it off, turn it back on, whatever, because there was like 100 codes. He's like, whatever one pops up first is usually the actual problem. I was like, all right. So he does that. He clears the codes, shuts the car off. We disconnect the battery, put it back on. He starts the car again. And then the codes pop up, and it was an O2 sensor. He let me know. I'm like, okay, sweet. I'm driving away. I'm on the phone with my mom because I was like 18 years old at the time. I'm like, hey, I'm at O'Reilly's. They said it was O2 sensor. And then I was like, oh, shit, my speedometer's working. Out of nowhere, my speedometer's magically working because the guy cleared the codes. I was like, sweet. So I go about my business. The next day, I go to O'Reilly's. I'm like, hey, I wanted to thank the dude for fixing my speedometer magically. And I let the guys know. I'm like, hey, I was here yesterday. I don't know the guy's name. He helped me out. He scanned my car and he cleared the codes and it fixed my speedometer. And they go, oh, we're not supposed to do that. That's against the law. And I was like, why? And they're like, well, people clear the codes and then they sell the car with no lights. That's illegal. We can't do that. Who was the guy? What did he look like? And I was like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't remember what he looked like at all. And I left and I was like, fuck those guys. Pissed me off. So yeah, clearing the codes. Apparently, it's a big deal. I happen to meet the only gay fucking O'Reilly's employees on the planet. But yeah, that was another one of my funny stories. Good times, good times. Anyways, I suppose I'm going to leave you guys with that. Bitcoin's chilling. 67,930. Let's see what tomorrow looks like. This is a Napa no-no. All right, folks. Let's see what the ISM PMI comes in tomorrow. I'm excited about that. If it's crazy, we'll do a live stream. Like an emergency morning live stream. As always, when the market starts to do anything crazy or anything at all, I will hop back on. Otherwise, I will see you all tomorrow. Don't forget to smash the like button on your way out. Happy Tuesday, and good night.